Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at something that's a little bit different. We're talking about stands. More specifically, this is a C stand from Neewer, a much more affordable one than generally you'd find on the market. Now, these are the kind of stands I've been wanting to use for a long time, but they've always been out of price budget. This one we're actually looking at now is a £75 option on Amazon. Now, this doesn't include the head, but I'll talk about that in a moment. But this is a perfect solution if you're going to be using heavy lights or basically anything heavy. There's so much you can do with it. I'm going to show you a few different setups and things we can do just from using one of these stands alone. But for the majority of people, if you're starting off making YouTube videos and you buy those soft boxes, those lights will eventually just, the stands that come with them are just cheap and really quite bad, and after a while you'll find that the plastic on them just doesn't screw in and it won't stay up, so eventually they'll just start falling down and they just won't stay where you want them. So obviously C stands are a very heavy and more kind of heavy duty application. Neewer do sell ones like these. These are they're just heavy duty stands. These are about £50 for a pair, and they do a very similar thing to the C stands, but be it a little bit of a different design. So I've got, I think, about 5 of these ones now, and they're very similar to ones you get with soft boxes, but just a bit more of a better duty grade. So they're very similar to what the ones you get, but just made of all metal, and then they've got a lot more secure adjustments on them. They've also got springs in as well, so should you accidentally undo it with a lot of weight on, they'll just bounce rather than just slam to the ground. So that's kind of a good medium point for their stand. But let's get on to what we're actually primarily talking about. The C stands are about 7.5 kilograms each, and they're made from aluminium alloy. Now the bases, they just fold in together, so they're quite stiff, but they will just rotate around. And then they have kind of a 3-axis system, so they will find a point where it's going to sit naturally at 3 different points on the floor. They do go pretty compact when you fold them up, so if you do want to separate the actual stand from the base for portability, then you can do. It's definitely a better option to have them detachable. That would be a major pain if you couldn't take them apart. So this one does take a maximum of 9.5 kilograms if you do use an arm on it. A little bit longer of a stud than you would get on the cheaper stands. Now, as you can see on one of these arms here, that has got a smaller top, but the application is pretty much the same. There's just a little bit more studs for if you do use heavier lights. So for example, this grip head here, I've moved the positioning. It does come at a default on the higher setting, but I've just moved it down, so then when I rotate that round, it will lock into the middle of that part of the stand, so then you can put whatever you fancy in there. So if you want to put an attachment to hold your boom arm or anything like that, you can do. You can get the C stands from Neewer with this whole attachment, this arm, so you get another 2 grip heads and then the actual boom arm itself. I will be reviewing this set separately, but I just wanted to give you a little idea of the different applications you can do things with. So we'll take that off, and then this is what you would get if you were to get a traditional C stand, just to give you a rough idea of things you can do. So obviously that will go on, and then if you wanted to do some more heavy duty stuff, you've got an arm you want to suspend, a light you want to suspend rather, then that's the way you do that. Slightly smaller end on that one, but again, you can adapt that if you want to. Some other things. Now, I've got here an aperture light, just case in point. Let's just show you this on there. There you go. It can take an awful lot of weight. I've used my secondary camera with one of these, and it's been, no problem at all. So if you do want to go really heavy, maybe if you're using the full frame DSLR, or you want to do a secondary camera positioning, you want to do a front camera, a top down camera, then a C stand will do that job perfectly. Just make sure you do weigh it down, just to, mainly for peace of mind, to make sure it's not going to topple. But these C-stands, they do take up to 15k on the arm itself before any additional sandbags are needed, so they do support a hell of a lot of weight. So additionally, if you're not going to be using a boom arm, because obviously this one doesn't come with it out of the box, this is a 75-pound arm for anyone who's actually wondering. Other options you can do is like taking one of these arms, for example, this is a super clamp, just bang it around onto there. You know, this would be the perfect thing for me. I'd use my monitor on there. So if I wanted to put my overhead rig above me and then have the monitor literally just, you know, put the lens here, so then I can see what I'm doing above me without having to actually, you know, deviate my looking from the camera that's actually filming me, then that's an easy way to do that. These things are really handy. You can literally mount them anywhere. They do have a little flat adapter, so you can put them on a desk. You're more likely to have one of these than you are to have a C-stand when you're starting out with rigging and stuff, just because they're so flexible. So the likelihood is you'll probably have one of these before you buy a C-stand. So my thinking was, you can then just put this on here. This is a nice alternative to make an overhead rig. And obviously you can put a ball head into the end and then screw that up, and that's sorted there. These go to 10 feet, so should you want it to go really high, obviously we don't have the limit, we're a bit limited in this office, but for example, you can put that as high as you like. I'm 6 foot, and that's probably currently at about 7.5, 8. So you've still got more headroom. And again, these are sprung, so if you do drop them, it's only going to bounce. It's not going to, you know, damage anything that's on the end of it. After using the cheap stands that come with the soft boxes, you know, you get a kit for like maybe £80 for 2 soft boxes, 2 stands. Then going to the heavy duty stands, I was like, oh, this is a game changer. These stands, they're fantastic. I still highly recommend those. Use those for secondary lights, fill lights, holding the boom arms, for example. But then taking it up another level and looking at these stands, these are absolutely beast. Yeah, admittedly they do take up more room, but for example, you can stack these up. I know they take up more room, but overall the flexibility you have of having more weight definitely outweighs the space that it takes up. So really great solutions from Neewer, considering the ones that I've been looking at previously were like £300+. Now this one, as I said, it was £75. The kit here with 2 heads, these are £190 for 2. For those that don't need the extra heads, then you're not going to need to buy them, but you'll know if you need them or not. Bit of a different video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If anyone wants more videos on kind of rigging and stuff, then do let me know. This is something that I really enjoy doing off camera, just making up different kind of lighting scenarios and just having lots of flexibility really, so we can just basically do any idea. But yeah, lots of different options, and Neewer have made things a lot more affordable for the, you know, the average amateur filmmaker. So, you know, you can get all of this for the price of one. So yeah, great options. All links for these kind of things will be in the description box below. I'll put the ones with the arms in there as well if you want to get those. I'll also add the other stands, the more affordable ones that are 2 for about £45–50. Definitely recommended for those that need a step up from the ones that you get included with the softbox kits. Certainly lasts a lot longer. Definitely more things you can do with that. Again, you could put clamps and stuff on there as well. Taking enough of your time, so thank you everyone for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. Follow my social media for the latest things that's going to be upcoming. Got a lot of new stuff in the works, so look forward to what's going to be appearing on the channel very soon. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for Neewer for sending this out for me to look at. And I'll see you all in the next one.